If you're planning to run home and scribble out a think piece about how wrong this all is, you can take a seat on the sidelines. What's up, everyone? Candace Parker stepping up for this one. I'm here to rank WNBA players in tiers today, and yes, Angel Reese, she's landing in C tier. Parker just threw Angel Reese's fan base into absolute chaos. The WNBA superstar dropped Reese into the C category, and her die-hard supporters lost their minds instantly. But Candace? She didn't flinch. She brought receipts evidence that leaves Reese's defenders scrambling to make sense of what's happening. Sure, Reese racks up those double-doubles, but her team's racking up L's at a terrifying rate. Once you actually look beneath the surface stats, you're going to see Angel Reese in a whole new light. Those double-doubles? They're meaningless when it comes to actually winning games. Parker just exposed the fakest hype job in WNBA history. Are you with Candace? Drop a baby giraffe down below if you agree. How many times have I pointed out that Angel Reese just isn't moving the needle when it comes to impact? If anything, her impact shows up in the loss column, but for the wrong reasons. Angel Reese makes no dent where it really counts. Winning. Not convinced? Go ask Teresa Weatherspoon or ask her new coach. Tyler Marshall soon be lining up with Teresa for food stamps, hoping to find enough breadcrumbs to make it till spring. Or just check in with Candace Parker herself. Picture this. A giant of women's basketball throws down a ranking and the internet breaks in half. Candace Parker, 7-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, sets Reese next to injured Cameron Brink in the C tier, not B, not A, but C? Reese gets lumped in with developing talent instead of the headline-making, can't-miss superstar her fans swear she is. Parker didn't sugarcoat anything. She spelled it out clearly. To be in the upper tiers, you have to carry a team be their number 1 or 2 scoring option. That's not Reese's role. She's great at grabbing offensive rebounds, and she definitely made noticeable strides as a rookie, but Parker's ranking makes her status perfectly clear role player, not leader. Meanwhile, at the top, Aja Wilson, Napheesa Collier, and Breanna Stewart sit comfortably in the S tier, and Caitlin Clark holds her ground in the A tier, while Reese is left trying to prove she even belongs. Aja Wilson, reigning MVP, multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2 titles to her name. If there was anything higher than S, Parker would put her there. Napheesa Collier? In the top tier thanks to her all-around excellence. Just ask anyone who has faced her on either end of the floor. You pump fake, she'll make you pay. Parker admits, maybe I seem biased with all these forwards at the top, but hey, the forwards control the league. Don't forget it. Breanna Stewart? Last year's champ with 3 rings, there's no debate about her place. The Reese fan meltdown was as loud as it was instant. Social media turned into a battlefield. Candace was blasted as a hater, and her motives were questioned at every turn. Reese's loyalists couldn't wrap their heads around seeing their double-double idol ranked behind players with fewer so-called accomplishments. The outrage reached its peak with fans screaming for some explanation for this. Blatant disrespect. Parker, pressed again on her reasoning, kept her cool. On the Good Follow podcast, she said, "There's no hate on Angel Reese. I love her. I will never attack anybody's character. I will never attack who they are ever." She made it clear her critique is about basketball and team value, not anyone's character. Everything was rooted in objective assessment, not some personal vendetta. Now this gets tricky. Parker puts Caitlin Clark at an A level for now. She'll rise to S in the future if she keeps up her work. Kelsey Plum falls right into that A group. A 2-time champ and now the main option for LA. Sabrina Ionescu? Parker says she's got the A-level skills, especially now she's finally got a championship. She's easily one of the deadliest shooters around. But here's what makes Parker's opinion impossible to brush off. Her credentials tower over anyone in the analyst chair. This isn't just another talking head stirring the pot. This is a WNBA legend whose voice shapes the entire conversation. Parker's ranking system reveals what matters to her. Players who raise the bar for teammates and actually lead to wins, not just those filling up the stat sheet. With Caitlin Clark in the A tier, it's obvious Parker prizes game changers, not just numbers. And here we go, Candace Parker has officially fired up the Reese's Pieces army and set the internet ablaze. People are flying in from every corner of social media, ready to hurl accusations and hot takes after Parker slotted Angel Reese in C tier and explained why. This has become an all-out battleground. Suddenly, basketball analysts everywhere began to chime in, backing Parker's fearless evaluation of Reese's game. They finally came out and said what many have quietly noticed. There's a massive gap between padding stats and actually propelling a team toward victory. The debate sharpened into a single devastating question. What is Candace Parker spotting in Reese that her superfans are missing? Her ranking is dead serious, not personal, but grounded in basketball reality. When you separate actual franchise players from stat stuffers, you see the truth. Chicago Sky, listen up. Your season is a mess. There's regular bad, and then there's the level Chicago has fallen to. The Sky just got destroyed by the Studbuds. Everybody's watching the Studbuds now. With Courtney Williams and Tisha Eiderman running the show, the Minnesota Lynx didn't just win, they completely took over. Then came the Minnesota Lynx game. Angel Reese coughed up a jaw-dropping 9 turnovers. Suddenly, insiders' quiet whispers about Reese's game flaws became proof for everyone to see. This wasn't just a rough outing. This was the unmasking of Reese's greatest weakness, her inability to convert those double-doubles into anything but empty hope for her teammates. Let's break it down. Angel Reese reverted to her old habits, missing layups, snatching her own rebounds, and being used as a make-believe point forward. 9 turnovers, a minus 19 plus, minus, but social media only seems to care about her string of double-doubles, 10 games and counting. So what really happened? Early on, Chicago was in it, trading blows with Minnesota and staying within reach. Then Reese's decision-making completely unraveled. She kept forcing passes through impossible gaps instead of making easy plays. Turnovers piled up, exposing a collapse in basketball IQ at the first sign of Lynx pressure. Angel Reese Part 53, someone joked. We love pray-ups. Bang! Rumor has it, when she went to get her hair dyed, the stylist asked what color, and she replied, Butterband. She keeps getting blocked even by defenders who don't bother to leave the floor. She was just 1 turnover shy of a triple-double on the wrong end. 9 turnovers is wild, but that no-look poop pass takes the cake. The mistakes weren't the product of elite defense either. Most turnovers, wild passes sailing out of bounds, traveling from sloppy footwork, dribbling lapses nobody expects from a professional. The Lynx didn't need to work, the ball was being placed right in their hands. She got steamrolled, 9 turnovers, and honestly, just an ugly night on the floor. If you watched, you saw it. Now, opposing coaches started to take note. They studied that Minnesota tape like it was the secret recipe. Game plans rolled out to force the ball into Reese's hands under pressure, knowing she'd likely cough it up. And folks, this is no isolated mistake. The 9 turnover meltdown is just the tip of a much deeper iceberg. Game after game, Reese piles up rebounds but trades away vital possessions with the kinds of mistakes that lose close games. Chicago keeps dropping winnable contests, and you can point directly to Reese's carelessness with the ball. Cue the party rock music because every day the turnovers keep coming. Is it even basketball season or just time for more construction? Reese's bad habits are so obvious now, it's like 2K chose her as the cover athlete just for comic relief. Fans watching started to crave football just to break up the monotony of seeing yet another possession thrown away. Whoa, settle down, I need a hip check on that play. But what's most infuriating? Chicago's coaching staff is stuck in denial. They point to her double-doubles and chalk up the mess to growing pains, refusing to face the real problem. As losses pile up, opponents are having a field day exploiting Reese's glaring issues. That 9 turnover monstrosity is bulletproof proof in paper and on video that her numbers just don't help Chicago win. Rebounds don't matter when you're giving the other team chance after chance. The stat line looks golden, but the result? Chicago down by 23? So let's ask the uncomfortable question. What actually happens if Angel Reese plays less? The answer is shocking. Whenever she's benched or her minutes dip below 30, Chicago wins more games. Yes, the data is damning. The Sky move the ball, other players thrive, and the team looks like an organized winning unit again. Through nearly 2 WNBA seasons, the one thing Angel Reese has proven is she can't be the foundation for victory. She's not carrying teams to the playoffs, much less to a title. Even Candace Parker is saying it now. Angel Reese doesn't help your team win. This flies in the face of every overhyped narrative championed by the media. Despite constant talk about her value, the win-loss splits are crystal clear. Chicago gets way better when Reese sees less action. Suddenly, other Sky players have room to flourish, confidence takes off, and the team can actually match up against quality opponents. Let's stop pretending Angel Reese's double-doubles are transforming the sport. It's a convenient stat, but it doesn't move the needle for victories. Just last night, the Sky suffered a brutal defeat down 20-plus points against Minnesota, while Reese logged her latest double-double, tucked safely inside garbage time. Pay attention to how Chicago's other players suddenly come alive without having to prop up a chaotic playing style. This puts the Sky coaching staff under a microscope. Are they chasing wins or just pumping up Reese's personal stats and brand? The evidence is clear as day. Their agenda seems more about Reese's PR than actually making the playoffs. Here's the research. Chicago managed just one solitary win against a team with a winning record in the past year. One win. It's not an accident when your star's presence lines up perfectly with losing streaks. The Sky have already survived 4 different 40-point beatdowns, and in most of those disasters, Reese was a main attraction. 9 turnovers in one game. People keep calling for an end to this bizarre experiment. As one blunt analyst put it, if Angel Reese is your best player, your team stinks. Numbers do not lie. Double-doubles are just fool's gold if they keep showing up alongside mounting L's. The biggest con in WNBA history might just be making people believe Angel Reese's flashy numbers meant anything while her team kept stumbling. Right now, the WNBA stands at a crossroads. Will they build around authentic, win-producing talent, or cling to hyped-up, hollow narratives that crack under pressure? As long as Angel Reese is paraded as a star, the second, more dangerous path is in play. Meanwhile, real leaders like Caitlin Clark point the league towards something greater, playing to lift teams, not just to chase stats. Angel Reese is basically the Draymond Green of the woe, but instead of embracing her role, she's busy playing superstar for the cameras. To her credit, Reese has nailed the marketing game. Double-double Barbie, me-bound Barbie, Bayou Barbie, bricklayer Barbie. Call yourself whatever you want, it doesn't change the score. Sure, her PR team works overtime. They can shine even the roughest rocks to a glossy finish. But sooner or later, the gloss wears off and you have to actually deliver results. This whole circus says something bigger about how hollow stats can trick fans who miss the real fundamentals. Double-doubles sound legendary until you see they do nothing for the win column. The league tried to create a rivalry between Clark and Reese to boost ratings, but it flopped. You can't fake greatness. Clark elevates her whole squad, while Reese sinks her team's chances when it matters most. That's the hard truth. We can sell all the hype we want, but when the playoffs hit, the empty numbers get exposed. It's time for everyone to stop pretending Angel Reese is Alyssa Thomas. She isn't. Stop the games. Reese's turnover nightmares just won't go away. Today, another 9 turnovers to only 3 assists, a -19. That's not a point forward. That's a problem waiting to happen. Candace Parker's brutal honesty broke the seal. Now everyone's ready to admit what's actually happening. Insiders finally started saying it out loud. Reese's stats just do not help you win. What's even more eye-opening? The difference between teams like Indiana, building around a player who makes teammates better, Clark, and Chicago, built on hope that Reese's rebounds will somehow fix everything while she piles on game-breaking turnovers. The results couldn't be clearer. Fans and analysts are finally seeing through the inflated numbers, recognizing the true indicators of game-changing talent. They know that 9 turnovers expose more about a player's real impact than a lifetime of double-doubles ever could. Women's basketball finally has a future brighter than ever, thanks to stars who care about cutting down nets over personal highlight reels. The truth has finally cut through all the smoke, and wow, it took long enough. Once in a while, a role player will slip into a superstar costume, dazzling everyone around them with a stage act built on illusion. These elite pretenders make a living selling fairy tales. Meanwhile, Indiana's Caitlin Clark is actually changing the WNBA. While Chicago is weighed down by the Angel Reese dilemma, Clark's rookie run has supercharged the game's popularity in ways nobody predicted. The All-Star Game? 2 million viewers, almost entirely because Clark was named captain even when she wasn't even playing. The buzz around Clark, Hull, Boston, and Mitchell forms a rookie core with frightening playoff potential in 2025. This crew might just take it all. Over in Chicago, Angel Reese's presence only raises more questions. Can you actually win with her leading the way? Basketball fans now know the real difference between empty stats and the game-changing magic of genuine talent. If you back Parker, toss Baby Giraffe into the comments, subscribe if you're new, and smack that notification bell for instant drama. There's plenty more to come, and you don't want to miss a second.